Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to Leonyx Tarot. Today we're doing another pick a card reading, and today's one's going to be on what self-care practices you need right now. And we have 3 piles to choose from. Pile 1 has this bumblebee. I think it's meant to be a bumblebee, or actually it could be a dragonfly charm. And pile 2 has this little dog with a bone. And pile 3 has this crescent moon with I love you to the moon and back. I'm actually going to pop these up top here so you can see them a bit more clearly, and feel free to pause the video if you feel like you need to, and I will see you in your reading. Hi there pile 1, welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose the dragonfly. Originally I thought he was a bumblebee, but I think I got that a bit wrong. So we're going to pop that up there, and we've got 2 oracle cards here, but we're going to look at these right at the end, which will have your self-care practices and a piece of advice for you as well in your self-care routine. And we're going to hop straight into the tarot and just kind of see what messages there are for you. As I mistook the dragonfly for a bumblebee at the beginning, you may find that you have been running yourself ragged as the seasons kind of begin to close out and we're getting ready for the winter months. As this is due to go up, you may find that you've been running around getting ready for family gatherings and just kind of getting the house ready and those sorts of things. Or you may also be transforming your home, getting ready for the holiday season. But let's see. What messages are there for pile 1, please, Spirit? What do they need to be aware of as part of their self-care? Oops. Okay, we've got quite a few come out. What else, please, Spirit? What does pile 1 need to be aware of in your self-care practices? Can I get one more, please? What do they need to be aware of for their self-care? So we have the Page of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Emperor and the Fool. And on the back of the deck we have the Wheel of Fortune. So you may be in the middle of closing out a cycle at the moment of the things that have made you feel kind of unbalanced, like things aren't on track and staying on course, and you may have been lacking mental clarity and having sort of like brain fog going on and things like that, and just kind of really feeling depleted and like you don't have that spark of passion for anything, you know, that spark of joy that kind of lights us up and makes us move towards things and just kind of enjoy life and get excited for life. You may have been feeling quite drained of that recently. It could be something to do with your financial situation that's been wearing at you. but just generally feeling quite off balance and like things aren't quite going to plan. But you're going to be, it feels like this is just a transition that you're going through, and there's almost a need to kind of rest and take stock of what hasn't been going right and what has been, because you're then going to be shifting into this Emperor energy and kind of seeing things from a higher perspective and being able to plan out what it is that you're going to be doing and taking those action steps. It's like you're being asked to take that step back. If you're finding that you have been kind of really in the thick of the situation, and I know that I say this quite a lot on the channel, but not being able to see the wood for the trees, you're right in the middle of the mayhem and the chaos and the emotional responses or reactions, I should say. You're being asked to take a step back so that you can see things from a higher perspective and being able to like zoom out on the situation so that you're not looking at the small details. Look at it as a whole. So you're looking at the overall picture. And because he's sitting here with this map in front of him, being able to see things from afar as a whole, rather than getting caught up in one small aspect of it, and to be able to really, I'm being drawn to the companion animals that are here as well. So you may find that spending time with your pets, or just being able to have that comfort and really allow yourself to have that homely and that real comfort and homely vibe around you at the moment, so that you can take that step back, allow yourself to relax and recharge. Because by doing so and going through this cycle that you're in at the moment, you've got three major arcana cards coming out here. So to me, this is what you're closing out and what is being left behind. The lack of clarity and feeling really unsure of yourself and unsure of what direction you're going in, or not feeling like you have the knowledge and the, I almost want to say capabilities to do what it is that you want to do or achieve your goals. And really being able to find that balance within yourself. Because it's like you have everything in front of you that you need, and everything at your disposal, but you can't see it because you're too busy coming from that. It's like you're coming from that place of lack mentality and fear and stress and worry, and that's what's blocking you from being able to get this higher perspective and be able to see what it is that you need to do to actually go in the direction that you want to be going in, or achieve the goals that you want to achieve. Because there is something about making this plan and really allowing yourself to be true to who you are and what it is that you really want in life, not what society dictates or what you think that people around you expect you to do or have, but what you actually want. And then taking this leap of faith and starting afresh and just going for it. It doesn't matter if you don't know everything. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know that next step, the step that is immediately in front of you, what you need to do along your journey to make that progression. You don't need to know everything, because by taking this leap of faith and really allowing yourself to go on that adventure, because that's what life is. Life is a journey and an adventure, and by allowing ourselves to really step forwards and be true to ourselves, and just come at it with a childlike curiosity, because if it doesn't work, you can do something else. But just allowing yourself that freedom to come at it with fresh eyes, and really allow yourself to just step forwards on your path without holding yourself back, because it's going to complete this cycle that you've been going through, and better things are on the way, because everything has its season, whether it be the planet as a whole or a situation. Everything has its season, and you may have been going through something that has been quite hard, and that's made you feel very, very off center, like you've been a bit lost and not really known what to do with yourself next. But this is going to close out, because this feels like a lower vibrational energy that's coming from fear and lack and those sorts of things, as I mentioned earlier. But you're going to be shifting through, that's going to be ending, and it's just a matter of allowing yourself to go through this transition, because it's going to close out. You're going to find this new spark and curiosity and joy, and things are going to shift for you. And it's not something that's going to be, it may be a small change, but it's more likely to be something that is going to be quite significant, regardless of the size of the change that's happening and coming in. But there is going to be something about it that really shifts your perspective, and shifts how you really handle life, and how you deal with situations and the things that get thrown at you. This is going to be a big shift in perspective, and possibly in circumstances as well. There's something new coming in, but it's destined. It's something that was meant to happen and has been guided. You've been guided on this path. You may have had to have gone through these harder times to be able to reach this point, because there is an amount of resistance that we create by being in a state of lack and fear and lower vibrations, for us to kind of push through. And it's almost like a popping through, because there's only so much of that pressure that you can take on a soul level before that part of you breaks through and pushes through those circumstances and that situation. Because the longer that you are in lower vibrational emotions, the longer you're not being true to your soul. And because our emotions are a part of a guidance system while we're here on earth, and the lower vibrational emotions are when we aren't in alignment with who we truly are and our soul's calling, and just generally the path that we are aligned with and meant to be on and came here to be on. Obviously there's twists and turns and things, not everything is set out in stone. There's only certain, or I believe that there are only certain events that are destined, and everything else in between, how we get there, is up to us. But there are certain experiences that we agreed to go through before we came here, and this is one of those experiences that you are phasing out and that you have been through, because it was to give you the contrast and allow you to get really clear on what it is that you do want. And by doing that and allowing yourself that time to kind of go within and and really get clear on that and embrace this need for change that is within you, it's going to kind of free you up and help you to, it's almost like a popping through a veil I'm being shown, like piercing through something, piercing through the darkness, and it will allow you to really step into this. It's all planned, not necessarily all the details, but it was orchestrated by spirit, I should say, that this was going to happen. So this is going to be a big thing for you. So we're going to use this affirmators deck to get a little bit more. We're going to use these as like self-love practices on how you can better your relationship with yourself, and then we will look at these two cards as well. So what do my pile ones need to know, please, Spirit? What would help them navigate this? And we have reliability. I am reliable. When I say I'll do something, I take whatever that something is seriously. This applies to all commitments, even the ones that may have seemed small and insignificant to a less reliable me. From now on, flaky is just for dandruff commercials and cereal factories. So, to me, this speaks about really being able to trust yourself. And if you can do small things, they don't have to be anything massive. Just kind of start small if you haven't done this before. But make yourself a promise that you will do something and then follow through on that commitment, because it will enable you to start trusting yourself more, to show up for yourself and to really feel confident in your ability to show up for yourself and to be reliable. So, what else, please, Spirit? What else would help my pile twos right now? What else would help my pile twos, please? And we have wants and needs. I take stock of my relationships and I'm honest about what I want and need from the people in my life. I note the difference between the two. Wants are negotiable, needs are not. Both may be desired and either may be acquired, but that's getting into Venn diagram territory and no one wants to draw one of those. So yeah, that could be a part of your process that you're going through right now, getting clear on what it is that you want, as we spoke about earlier with your desires and not knowing what path you're on. So you're really being encouraged to step into that. And on the back of the deck we have integrity. I align with the centre of myself, a glowing core of personal integrity. Emanating from this core is the knowledge that I never have to compromise who I am or what I want for anybody. I can live a life that doesn't include settling, unless I want to settle, in which case settling would be my idea of perfection and would cease to be considered settling. Paradoxes hurt. So yeah, this feels very much about being true to yourself at the moment, getting clear on what it is that you want to be moving towards before you take these actions and getting that plan into place. So we're going to take a look at these. I'm actually going to read these from the guidebooks for you. So we're going to start with this one. This one's just a short sentence, and then this one will have your self-care practice for what you need right now. So this one is self-expression. Perfection versus imperfection. So, perfection is a fleeting illusion. It exists only for a moment in time. Requiring perfection can become an addiction that keeps you from creating more fully and abundantly. Fix the flaws you can fix, then relax. Release your perfectionism. The process of life is always changing. Demanding perfection holds the universe in a straitjacket. So that could be really important for you to take note of at the moment. And don't be too hard on yourself. Things don't have to be completely, as the card says, they don't have to be perfect. And we also have positive affirmations. 41, so I'm just going to flick through. Don't think I've put my teeth in today. We have here, the mantra for this one is, I speak to myself with love and compassion and extend it to all those I meet. Love yourself and speak to yourself as if you are the love of your life. Write yourself a love letter. Witness your beauty in the mirror and acknowledge it aloud, or take note of positive compliments you've received in recent times. Use these beautiful words to create affirmations that support and uplift you. Make speaking to yourself with love a daily practice. This practice requires a deep level of compassion for yourself, and keeping your internal dialogue positive can be challenging at times. Set up your phone background with a positive quote or inspirational message. Write empowering statements on sticky notes and put them around your house. Before you know it, everything around you will be reflecting this positive vibration. Say sweet things to others. Share heartfelt compliments with your friends and family. As you infuse yourself with love through positive affirmations, you radiate positivity out into the world and receive more love and positivity in return. And there's also a journal prompt. What thought patterns are preventing you from being positive at all times when speaking to yourself? So, if you want to make note of that, I will hold that there for a second, and then if you want to screenshot it, you can. So I hope that this has been helpful for you, and thank you ever so much for letting me read for you. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. Please feel free to comment, like or subscribe, as it all supports the channel. And you can find me on Instagram and Facebook, and the links will be in the description box below if you want to check those out. And yeah, I hope that you come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, Pile 2. This is your reading if you chose the dog charm with the little bone in his mouth. He's so cute. I'm going to pop him up there for a moment. We're going to use these at the end of your reading. This one has got like an inspirational thing on it, and this one will have your self-care practice and journal prompt as well. So I'm going to pop those over there, and we will get straight into the tarot. Just to kind of get a feel for what you're going through right now, and then we'll get some other oracle cards as well. But you may find that companion animals may be quite significant for you right now, whether that be dogs, cats, reptiles, birds, fish. But there's some kind of comfort in their companionship that would be beneficial to you, or that you have been spending a lot more time with. I don't know whether that's going to come out on the microphone or not, but as I was talking about companion animals, my little adoptive doggo, Toby, who's in with me at the moment, decided to let out a very cute little snore. So one more shuffle and then we'll get into it. So what What do my pile twos need to know right now, Spirit? What do my pile twos need to know about their self-care? What would be helpful to them with their self-care right now? What would be helpful for my pile twos and their self-care practices, please? What would be helpful for my pile twos self-care practice? 10 of Cups. What would be helpful, please? My pile twos self-care. Be helpful. Page of Wands. What would be helpful, please? King of Pentacles. Just going to get a couple more for you. What else, please? What else do my pile twos need to know? Knight of Swords. Get one more, please, Spirit. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, let me just squeeze these in. And on the back of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so anxiety might be a running theme for you, pile 2. You may suffer with anxiety, panic attacks, generalized anxiety, or it might be a social thing. But there is something with the overall energy being the Nine of Swords, which talks all about anxieties and fears, and she almost looks like she's in a state of depression. There's a new dawn coming, a new start coming, but she can't see it because she's not looking up, even though Spirit is trying to nudge her and say, like, look, they're both trying to nudge her and get her attention. So you may find that you've been very... There may have been an element of self-imposed isolation that you've been going through. And because of your anxieties and fears getting the better of you, and just kind of wanting to shut yourself away. I'm also being drawn to all of the books that are here as well, that are out on the bed and on the floor. And so you may enjoy losing yourself in a good book, or there may be something about you wanting to gain knowledge, with the Page of Swords being upright underneath. So there may be something about you wanting to learn something new, or study a new subject, and feeling like you don't know whether you can handle it as well. So that's something else that could be going on for you at the moment. But there is a real need to get out with others. With the Ten of Cups here, it's all about spending time with family, friends. You know that thing of when you get together with people that you may not have seen in ages, and you all go out for a meal, and it's just a constant state of laughter and talking and interaction, and it's almost like in the moment it feels like letting go of any worries or internal dialogue that have been bogging you down, and really being in the moment with those people, because being surrounded by our loved ones can jolt us out of that internal dialogue that keeps us in this Nine of Swords energy. And because Nine of Swords is all about being stuck up in our heads as well, because of it being swords represent the mental energy and our mental state. Whereas there is a need for you to drop into your body and your emotions and really focus on your emotional well-being, because you may have been feeling like you want to start something new, or try and find something that you are passionate about and that brings you that spark of creativity. But because of the energy that you've been in, it's been kind of, it's not that you're disconnected from it, but it feels like it's been almost like it's been muted. So rather than seeing the world in full colour and really appreciating and seeing all of its complexities in all of its multitude of colours, things have been kind of dulled down and almost muted in colour. But by being with people and spending time with friends and family, even if it means that that's your main focus for a while, is to reconnect with your loved ones and things like that, it's going to help remove this, it almost feels like a blockage that's been getting in the way of your passions and finding that clarity and things around your financial well-being. And because the King of Pentacles here is all about having all of those material things and taking any action needed to, because obviously the King of Pentacles is it's a fixed energy and associated with Taurus, but it's a very practical, earthy kind of energy, and it's also the masculine aspects of those sorts of energies, and really taking grounded action towards things and having all of those things that you need in the material world as well. And once again, there's a doggo, which goes really well with the there aren't many dogs on this deck, so for you to have a card come out that has a dog, because of it being the Everyday Witch tarot cards, they've mostly got cats on. So there is something significant about dogs for you, or that kind of loyal companionship that would be really beneficial for you. So you may be thinking about getting a dog if you don't have one already, or if you can't, I don't know why this has come to me, but it might be relevant to you because it's come out in your reading. If you can't actually have a dog because of where you're living and your circumstances, try offering to dog sit for your friends or something like that, so that you can, or even taking them out for a walk for them if they're at work and things like that, just so that you can get out and spend time with dogs. If you want one and you can't actually get one because of your circumstances, that's a way around it that would also be helping your friends out and helping you to connect with them. Because with the Knight of Swords being in reverse, it feels like you're lacking clarity, and part of anxiety and depression is getting this kind of brain fog and being stuck in procrastination. So this may help you clear these, ignite your passions, and get rid of the, sorry, I need to burp, pardon me, getting rid of the blockages, like the mental fatigue and the mental fog that you've been going through, so that you can start taking slow and steady action. Because this feels very much about a need to have some kind of tangible action steps that you can take that will help you to gain slow and steady progress through this. You may also, given the season this is going up in, if you find that this is a regular occurrence for you in depending on whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere, but if for this time of year, if you're like me and you're in the northern hemisphere and you are going into winter and the darker months, it may be useful if you find that you are having similar issues every winter, then possibly look into vitamin D supplements, because they can help counteract it, because it's seasonal affective disorder type symptoms, so they can help alleviate that for you as well, pile 2. So it could be worth looking into, because it's something tangible that you can do. Or looking into, I think there's lamps that you can get as well that help with those sorts of things as well, to keep your energy up, and because it affects your serotonin levels, so it will help to help balance those out as well. But there is definitely something about taking slow and steady, tangible steps to help build, and there may be a need to kind of be loyal to yourself and put yourself first for a while as well, to make sure that you have those self-care practices and working on coping mechanisms that you can have in your toolbox, in your mental health toolbox. Because, and if you don't have a mental health toolbox or know what it is, it's having a list of things that you can do so that when you are triggered or in a state of anxiety or depression, that can help to kind of not jolt you out of it, but to help support you through it, so that you can start to feel a bit better in yourself. And it's so that it's not to, it won't prevent them from happening, it won't prevent the low moods and things like that, but it will help you to be able to cope with them easier and to be able to move through them more quickly, whether it be journaling or a particular playlist that you listen to of your favourite music, something that helps to remind you of better times and put you back in, or bring you back to the present moment. So mindfulness practices and those sorts of things as well. There's loads of different things that you can use as part of your toolkit, and just kind of picking out something from the list. So we're going to use this oracle deck to get some messages for you, and these are kind of practices and ways of thinking and to kind of show up for yourself as well. So what would be helpful for my pile 2s, please, Spirit? Acceptance. When I get to know new people, I accept their actual traits rather than the ones I project on them. Same goes for non-new people I already know. Acceptance is the delicate art that reminds us everyone is their own unique self, and we can't expect them to ever be anything but. Man, how do these snowflakes do it? So, being accepting of yourself as well. Like, don't just apply these to other people, because we can be so accepting of other people and just kind of take everything at face value for how they are and things like that, and just accepting those shadow aspects of other people. But it's really important to be able to accept those aspects of ourselves as well, and where we're actually at. If we can accept where we are, whether it be struggling with our mental health, anxiety, whatever it is, if we can accept where we are on our journey, then we can have a lot more compassion for ourselves as well, which then helps us to move forwards a lot easier rather than beating ourselves up about things. So what else, please, Spirit? What else for my pile twos, please? What else is there for my pile twos? What else, please, for my pile twos? What else would help them right now? And we have I face disagreements with grace and flow through the ups and downs of my relationships without getting thrown off center. With grace, I am able to keep my cool, be my best self, and not resort to name calling, even when that crappy poo-poo face is being a douchey bath monster. So yeah, just allowing yourself to go with the flow. And on the back of the deck, we have benefit of the doubt. I believe in the basic goodness of other people, and I give them the chance to show it. If they prove me wrong, that's on them. At least I can go to sleep knowing that I practice trust and forgiveness rather than fear and doubt. And later on, if I need to, I can always change my mind and retroactively judge them like it's my career. So yeah, there's something about giving yourself the benefit of the doubt as well, and allowing yourself that space and room energetically to be curious about things. So we're going to close out your reading with these last two cards, and I'm going to read from the guidebooks for these, but this one just has a short paragraph, and as I said earlier, this one will have your self-care practice in. So we have enlightened heart and mind, regroup. So I'm just going to find it in the guidebook, number 9. So regroup. Be willing to update your information regularly. Keep asking questions. Are you operating under the influence of outmoded data? Have you opened your heart to learning new ways of thinking and doing? Be willing to admit that you're wrong or have made a mistake. It's the only way to learn. So yeah, there is something, it's pretty self-explanatory, but there is really something about being open to changing how you see things, and because it feels like you've been stuck or gotten yourself kind of stuck in this energy, in this 9 of Swords energy, there's something about shifting your way of seeing things and your why aren't the words coming to me? Something that really shifting your perspective and how you are seeing things. This could also relate to your internal dialogue as well. And here we have build strength. So, build strength. The mantra for this one is, I am strong, body, mind and spirit are resilient. Well, my body, mind and soul are resilient. It's time to move and strengthen your body in a new way. Consider a new fitness class or exercise video, a session with a personal trainer, or any other creative strength building ideas that come to mind. Remember to not get caught up in your physical appearance. Strength can manifest in the body in many different ways. To maintain focus, think of a goal you'd like to accomplish that requires some additional strength, like hiking a steep trail or running a certain distance. Focus on the outcome you wish to attain instead of how you want your body to look. Most importantly, be sure to celebrate yourself when you reach this goal. And the journal prompt is, what makes you feel strong? So, and also, doing physical exercise, it helps with mental health as well, because it increases the serotonin and happy hormones, endorphins, that's the ones I was looking for. it helps you boost your endorphin levels. And so it's really beneficial, not just for you physically, to feel stronger in yourself physically, but it will also help with your mental strength as well. So yes, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Pile 2. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. Please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so, as it all helps out the channel. And you can, if you want to, you can also find my social media links in the description box below, for Facebook and Instagram. So feel free to connect with me over there, because I'm using it as the community thing, so that I can communicate with you in a different way, because obviously we don't have a community tab as yet. And yes, feel free to, yeah, no, I forgot my outro, I've already said that bit. So yeah, thank you for letting me read for you, and I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So this is your reading if you chose the I Love You to the Moon and Back Crescent Moon charm, which I'm just going to pop up there. And these are your cards that you chose for your pile. So this one is going to have your inspirational message in, and this one will have your self-care practice. So I'm going to pop those to one side, because we're going to look at those at the very end of your reading. So I'm just going to pop those there, and we're going to get straight into the tarot, and yeah, just to kind of see what your situation is and what you need to know on how to navigate it. And then we're also going to get some oracle cards as well for you, which has been working really well on what you can do to support yourself at the moment. So with the charm that you chose, I'm just going to chat while I shuffle. There may be something significant for you with working with the moon, and you may find that you are drawn to moonology and working with the lunar cycles for manifestation purposes and things like that. But don't forget, if you do that, you don't just have to use it for like the material things that you want to do or things that you want to clear emotionally. You can also use those for self-care practices as well, and set your self-care practices at the new moon when you do your new moon manifestations as well. So let's see, what do my pile 3s need to know, please, Spirit? What do they need to know about their current situation? What self-care things do they need to know? 4 of Cups. What do they need to know, please, Spirit? What would help them with their self-care? What would help the pile 3s with their self-care, please, Spirit? What would help them with their self-care, please? So we have the 4 of Cups, the Magician. What else, please, Spirit? What else for my pile 3s? Self-care. What do they need to know for their self-care, please? Queen of Pentacles. And the World in reverse. Can I get one more, please, Spirit? Get one more. What else, please? And we have the Hierophant in reverse, and on the back of the deck, 9 of Swords. Okay. So I laughed because this was the overall energy for pile 2 as well, but they had a different situation going on. So you may struggle with anxiety or have been really kind of isolating yourself, and it's, to me, the Nine of Swords is all about that mental chatter that we have going on, and the way that we speak to ourselves as well, and how we really show up for ourselves, and the way that limiting beliefs, fears, and lack mentality can all drag us down into a state of depression. And you're being offered, there's an opportunity there of something that you're being offered that would help with your emotional fulfillment. But because of the state of anxiety and the way of thinking that it's like you've zoomed in and you're worrying about one small aspect of things. But if you were to look up and zoom out a little bit, you would see this other cup that is being offered to you, and that could help lead to your emotional fulfillment. But you're too focused on what already has been. It's that thing of looking to the past rather than being present in the moment, because looking backwards into the past can lead to depression. Looking to the future can lead to anxieties, but it's being in the moment that you truly step into your power, because you already have everything that you need. So on an outward, like how you're showing up and projecting yourself, you may be hiding this from others, so they think that you are in this Queen of Pentacles energy. They think that you've got everything together and that everything is naturally unfolding for you, but they don't see the inner work that you're doing, and the anxieties and things that you are going through. So they're unable to support you because you don't show it, and they can't see that. But if you were to look up and zoom out, then you would be able to see all the things that are going right in your life. And because it's like you have everything in front of you that you need, but it's having that plan and knowing how to put it together to really make it into something. It's like having all of the ingredients for your favourite meal, but not knowing quite what the recipe is to make it and what order things need to be done in. And there's kind of a need to make those plans, because you have everything at your disposal. And this is also making me think of like manifestation type energy. So it's going to be really important for you to be mindful of how you're thinking, what you're thinking about, and where your energy is going, because where your attention goes, energy flows, and what you're focusing on and what you're feeling is what's going to affect the outcome of what you are manifesting and what you are bringing into your life. So work on clearing and shifting your mindset to focus on the things that are going right for you and the things that are being offered. It may not seem like there is a lot that is going right, so focus on the small things that you feel are going right, whether it be that you had a warm bed to go to sleep in, the clothes on your back, the food on the table, hot shower, those sorts of small things are going to allow you to shift into an attitude of gratitude so that you can bring about the manifestations that you actually want. You bring about your abundance, but be flexible. Like be sure of what you want and what you're bringing in. Be mindful that you aren't in a lack mentality, because that can block it from coming in. And really allow yourself to be flexible in your methods, in how you're getting there and how you're achieving it. Because things are going to, if you can free this up and shift your mentality, like your mindset and the way that you're seeing things and thinking about things, it's going to allow you the freedom and that real light-hearted kind of sense of feeling like the world is your oyster and has opened up to you. Because at the moment that's blocked for you. And so you may be feeling quite trapped in how you are seeing things, and disconnected from spirit and your higher self. But the connection isn't gone. It isn't that you aren't connected to spirit and spirit isn't there guiding you and being there for you, because spirit is. So are your guides, your angels, all of your spirit team. They're all around you. The only thing is, the connection is... It's like the connection is there, but you've turned the volume right down. Because of the where you are at the moment with your mindset and how you're seeing things, the volume's been turned right down. So spirit's struggling to get through to you, because even when we look at this card, you've got the cat here that's tapping at her arm, trying to get her attention. You've got the bird in the window, trying to point out this new dawn that's coming in, this sense of renewed energy and coming out of the dark, and being able to cut away all of the things that aren't serving you, aren't helping you to grow and align with who you really are. And because I'm being drawn to the swords on this card, and they are all pointing to the new dawn that's coming. They're pointing to this window, and there is a renewed sense of clarity coming in. There may be something that you want to learn, or to really kind of grow in experience in some way. And there is, behind all of this, there is a sense of clarity that is available to you, or that will be coming in. And you may find yoga really helpful, actually, pile 3, because yoga helps to move the body, which frees up the stagnant energy in the body, and the different positions work with different chakras, so they free up the energy in different places in the body. And there are also breathing techniques which help you to be more present in the moment, and there's also meditations as well. That's all going to help you to be able to clear the energetic blockages and the mindset that you've gotten yourself stuck in, to really start to free up those energies. Because you've got 3 major arcana, so this is going to be quite a big change for you once you can heal this and get through this. And it's going to, it's something that was divinely guided and was meant to happen. But you're in the middle of it, rather than things kind of closing out and coming to the end. It's like you're in the middle of the process and the transition, and that phase of metamorphosis, you're in the middle of it still. And so it's not time to be emerging as the butterfly. You're still in that cocoon phase, and really kind of tapping into yourself and doing the healing work and getting the clarity that you need to be able to step more fully forwards into this Queen of Pentacles and Magician energy. So yeah, it's really a time of transition, and a need to kind of be gentle on yourself as well, and to have that kind of compassion and love for yourself, and just being gentle with yourself at the moment. So we're going to use this Affirmators deck to get some more messages for you, and these will kind of help with how you're interacting with yourself. Although they are meant for love and relationships, this particular deck, we're going to use them for how you are showing up with yourself and your relationship with yourself, and what would be helpful to you right now. So what would be helpful for my pile threes, please, Spirit? What do they need to know? What would help them navigate this journey that they're on currently? What would help them navigate through their self-care? What do they need to know, Spirit? What do they need to know for their self-care, please? These are taking ages to come out. I think it might be there's something about there's one. There's something about not necessarily wanting to look with any depth at what's going on for you, at the shadow aspects of yourself. But if you can start to actually look at those, not in a way that is going to really push you and crack yourself right open, but in a way that is just going to allow you to start to form those cracks, because cracks let the light in. And if you can shine the light on your fears and those shadow aspects that are making you feel unworthy, then it starts to free up that energy and allow yourself to get some clarity on it, because then we can start to heal. Once you can see them and acknowledge them, then you can start to heal them. And your first card is Appreciation. I appreciate the unique ways other people show their love, rather than compare their ways to mine. Then, I appreciate myself for maturely putting up with people who just can't seem to show love the normal, obvious, universally accepted way. Good job, both of us. So yeah, there's kind of a need to look to yourself for things rather than others, because other people aren't going to show up the same way as what you can for yourself. So showing up for yourself could be really important for you at the moment. And what else? And then we also have ownership. I take ownership for how I make others feel, and I do my part to repair any bridges I might have burned, or perhaps even lightly singed. If bridge mending feels impossible, then I can start small. Instead of becoming a bridge architect, maybe I'll just skip the bridge and walk the long way round. Taking ownership is great for burning calories. And to me, this really talks about taking ownership for your own health and well-being, and mental well-being as well, mental health, and taking those steps to, if you need to find yourself professional help, then taking those steps of self-care, because that is self-care. If you need to go to the doctors and get something for anxiety or things like that, and this can also relate to not being able to sleep as well, and insomnia and those sorts of things, and staying up at night when our mind just won't switch off and won't stop. But all of those sorts of things, and making sure that you stay on top of, if you're already taking medication for anything, making sure that you stay on top of that and take them when you're supposed to be, and make sure that you have enough so that you don't run out. Those sorts of things, and taking ownership for your well-being. That's part of self-care and part of looking after yourself. It's doing those things that we don't necessarily want to, but that we need to for our own well-being. So if you need to do anything like that, make doctor's appointments and those sorts of things, or get a repeat prescription, this is your sign to make sure that you stay on top of those as part of your self-care. And then we also have pleasure. I give myself permission to feel pleasure, and I let that pleasure rush into my life in a decadent display of over-the-top abundance. Then I realise that pleasure has been waiting at my door for a long time. It's just that pleasure doesn't knock on doors, because loud noises aren't super pleasant. So allow yourself that time. I'm really being drawn to the bubble bath. So allow yourself that time to relax and to do the things that bring you pleasure, whether that be taking a bubble bath, or eating your favourite foods, going to your favourite restaurant. There's just something about, and having a clean bed to get into at the end of the day with soft sheets, and all of those sorts of things. Like, think, I'm not sure if it's pronounced Huggy or Hoogie or something, but I think it's, is it Danish or Swedish? I can't remember. One of the two. You can tell that I'm not good with geography. But all about that soft lighting and that comfort, and really allowing yourself to explore your senses. And on the back of the deck we have Boundless Love. Today I'll open my eyes a little wider and walk a little taller, noticing that the world around me is filled with tiny miracles. With this in mind, it's easy to fall in love over and over again, with everything from honeybees to neon signs. And while I'm feeling this inspired and this in love, everything else sorts of falls into place. Which is kind of what you're aiming for. Just allowing yourself, it's that attitude of gratitude that's going to allow you to fall in love with life again, and to fall in love with everything that's around you, including yourself, which is really important. Because loving yourself isn't a bad thing. It's a sliding scale, obviously, when it comes to the ego, and you want to be somewhere in the middle, because right down the end is when we have the people that would be associated or labelled as narcissistic, and down the other end are those that don't have any, feel like they don't have any self-worth and things like that, and you want to be somewhere in the middle, so that there is enough love for yourself to really take care of yourself and put yourself first and have good boundaries, and not automatically judge loving yourself as a negative thing, because there are extremes, like there are in everything. So we are going to look at these two cards. Hopefully my throat will hold out, because I have a sore throat going on while filming. So we're going to look at this one first. This is going to be like your inspirational type thing. So, and it's fertility and creativity, complete and move on. And I'm just going to find this one in the book, then I will read it out for you. So, complete and move on. Once we've created something of value and helped launch it into the world, we often go through a letdown period. The celebration and elation of success and completion is often followed by a feeling of depression, lack of energy, and loss of focus. This is part of the completion process after giving birth. You'll also want to re-evaluate your creative direction and focus. Allow yourself to take this time to lie fallow for a while. It will make your next creation stronger and more successful than ever. So yeah, it's just about allowing yourself that downtime to really complete the process and the healing that you're doing. And this is going to be your self-care practice. We have 36 with movement. So I'm just going to find that for you. So, movement. The mantra for this card is, I feel embodied and empowered to move with strength and grace. Create a clear energy flow throughout your body by introducing a new movement practice into your life. Structured or free-flowing. This could be anything from yoga, walking, qigong, or rock climbing, running or swimming, whatever suits your tastes. With any movement practice, the most important thing is to tune in to how your body is feeling and move in a supportive way. Relish the feeling of being present inside your miraculous body. Diversify your movement practices so that you're working in all areas of your body. Seek out a new or forgotten movement practice to help gently push the boundaries of your comfort zone. It's better to start small than not start at all. Even if it's just 15 minutes per day, get your body moving in a way that feels exhilarating for you. And the journal prompt here says, what movement practice would you like to try but find excuses not to pursue? How would working through these blocks and moving more freely make you feel? So, I'm just going to hold that in case you want to make a note of the journal prompt, and you can pause the video if you need to. So yeah, I hope that this has been helpful for you, pile 3. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. Please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so, as it all helps out the channel and you'll be notified of when my next video goes up. And you can also connect with me on social media via Instagram or Facebook, which will be in the description box below. And yeah, I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye.